What's going on, guys? Sekapoko here, bringing you another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. So I've been gone for like a week and a half or so. I had like one stream in between, but like I haven't really been keeping up with the news. And I gotta start a new job and everything, and like we have the Christmas stuff. I'm just going hectic for the last like 10, 11 days. So I'm just like, whoa, I'm done. And I was checking the news and I'm like, oh my God, there is so much to go over. So we're gonna go over the new V2 Katakuri, of course, the whole batch, and the new V2 Gear 4. And then the next video I'm gonna do, which will be released right after this, will of course go over the Katakuri and V2 Gear 4 Suga Fest and my thoughts and opinions on when you should pull. So guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. You see that last thing? We're just like phasing in and out. I don't really know what's going on with that. Alright, just for the sake of time, because there's so much shit I have to go over with you guys that I haven't really gone over, we're just going to go straight from Reddit and just go fast as we can. So the new 6+ Strength Gear 4 is going to be a 6+ off the version 2 Gear 4. He's going to reduce cooldown by 1 turn at the start of the adventure, which is new. And then instead of being a 3x booster, it'll be a 3.25 booster. And then also boost HP 1.35, which I think is the same. It is going to treat Dex and Int orbs as beneficial for your entire crew. Originally, it was I think it was quick, and then if you rotated to Gear 3, it was Psi. So I don't know if they've kind of gotten rid of the mechanics for Gear 4 where you kind of switch between him. I'll have to look up on that. When you pop his special, he's going to be a 4x booster for the entire crew, as well as 1.35 HP, but they've kind of gotten rid of the defense, the 20% damage reduction. He's also going to treat Dex and 8 orbs as beneficial for 3 turns, for 1 turn, 3 turns? I think 3 turns. And then after 3 consecutive perfects, he's going to boost the attack by 4.25. So it's 4x going to 4.25. To be honest, I don't like this. This is oddly reminiscent of the Quick Gear 4. No, not the Quick Gear. This is oddly reminiscent of like TS Luffy and 6+ Gear 4 just for the captain ability. I'm not really a fan. I prefer the tankier Gear 4. However, we haven't really seen a good strength legend since Big Mom, so I might be wanting to have 2 different Gear 4 Luffys. I do have 2 V2 Gear 4 Luffys at this point, and I was going to keep one unevolved, but at this point I might just evolve a separate one and then start rainbowing that one, you know? That's kind of where I'm going to go, and I think since I'm kind of like stuck on limit breaks anyways, it's a good choice for me. Now, a special ability does get an upgrade in my opinion, and I do like the special ability. It's going to get 2 stages instead of 1 stage, which is nice, and that's actually really, really good for him. Because the thing about this, the 6+ Gear 4 Luffy that I really like is that he actually has a stage 1 special and a stage 2 special, which is really, really powerful. And if you don't think it's powerful, I understand a lot of people don't like using the tier 1 special. But the thing that's really, really, really good and I like a lot is because if you use that means your captain is a 4x booster, universal on a much shorter cooldown. Plus you get a minor damage boost if you want to use it. Typically, though, people are going to want a higher damage boost, but there are tons of ways to get that now. I mean, with the new Rayleigh, if you're popping 2 of these Gear 4 specials when they're on stage 1 and the new Rayleigh, the Rayleigh's already going to be rolled back by 6 turns, and that's Raid Rayleigh. So I really like that you can have this unit roll Rayleigh forward, and you'll have a 1.75 boost instead of a 1.5 boost. You'll have a 1.5 orb boost, and then you'll have a 1.75 type boost on really fast turns. So I like that. And if you weren't using him as a captain and you were using Carrot Friend Captain or something like that, you could do that. I'm not really a fan, but whatever. Now, what I do like about his special is that it's an orb boost instead of a type boost. I really like that. I wish it was still the type boost a little bit, but I like that it's an orb boost plus chain boost. But I also kind of don't like that it's not nearly as good as Shanks' boost. So, it's okay. It's okay. So, it's okay, okay? It's okay. Like, everything about this is just okay to me. I'm a big fan of Snakeman, but I'm not really a fan of this units. I'm not a big fan of the upgrade, but it's okay. Of course, the support abilities, as you can see, are not really changing. He originally was getting HP attack and recovery, I think, as a support ability, and now he's getting it now here too. So there's no change there. All right, now let's go to Sai Katakuri version 2. And What I'm noticing about both of these new Katakuri and Luffy is that they're like side grades to their original version, and they're not actually upgrades, which is kind of weird to me, but it's just a different way of playing the same unit, I guess, so I guess that's cool. So the new Katakuri is going to be a higher damage boosting character in a really weird way. So what they did, instead of giving this character like a 20% damage reduction with the original Katakuri has, and the delay thing and all that stuff, what they're giving him is 2 things that aren't even in the game yet, which is great. Now, you still get the 3.33 times boost with the same types, except now instead of one of the classes you were getting originally, it was fighter, slasher, shooter, striker, and powerhouse, as well as fighter, striker, shooter, powerhouse, and cerebral. Now instead of striker and cerebral, we're getting slasher and driven, which I actually do like, because now we can use this Katakuri in different ways, and I believe this Katakuri is fighter powerhouse. I have to double check that, but I'm pretty sure he is. Okay, so I'm coming back to this after I'm finished recording everything. I was just talking to XYZ in Discord, and he made a really good point about V2 Katakuri. I know I've already on the students to death, but apparently I hadn't thought about this just now, but I'm just gonna throw out something for you guys. 6+ Hody Captain, double 6+ Hody with V2 Katakuri sub. Just throwing it out there. That's 90k free on speed teams, so that'll give you a 1.5 million per character, and he's fighter powerhouse, so that might be a revival of V2 Hody teams. I don't know, but a 6+ Hody team, so that might be happening. Who knows, man. That's kind of interesting. Yeah, he's powerhouse, and so is Gear 4 Luffy, so which is also cool. I like that he's fighter powerhouse, because now we're getting kind of more powerhouse-esque stuff. And now we can actually build really good powerhouse teams, because I did have some slasher characters that were really good for powerhouse teams, but I couldn't bring them because of how Katakuri is structured. But the thing I like about this captain is that he's actually going to boost the color affinity by 1.4, and with a double Katakuri, that's a huge boost, especially since this is going to be a passive boost. So the way we calculate that is like, if you're going to have the normal Katakuri, which is going to be a 3.33 times boost, right? And we multiply that times 3.33, obviously. And then let's say you're attacking another unit, that's an 11x boost, which, is pretty good. Like, you're still getting really good damage off that. You probably do like somewhere between 1 and 1.5 million every single turn. You'll probably never be able to get 2 million with that. However, when you add in the color affinity from both Katakuris, that's a 1 times 1.4 times 1.4, because that'll be calculated separately. It'll become a 21x boost. So that's actually really interesting. So that means against a color affinity character, you're getting a 21 times captain ability. If I did the square root of that, that would come out to a 4.6 times captain. So if you're attacking with type advantage, that's a 4.6 captain. And that just by itself could make this one of the best captains in the game, seeing how you can use every color on this character. So oddly enough, Katakuri this time around versus, like, the original version 2 Gear 4 Luffy is obviously better than Katakuri, but this time around, version 2 Katakuri is better than 6+ version 2 Gear 4 Luffy, and by a massive amount in my opinion. The thing about this character that's so good is that when you're using this character, you can use the Gear 4 Luffy as a sub, and that would actually do more damage to use this character as a sub versus as a captain. And the thing is, you're probably going to want to use Katakuri and the Gear 4 Luffy with a sub, but not as a captain. So there's a lot of cool things that you can do. I'm not sure what a lot of people are going to want to do there, but that's what I would think. The other thing that's nice about him, of course, is getting recovery tandem beneficial, just like you would get in the Zunisha ship. However, instead of now just being strictly on powerhouse and cerebral, you're going to also get this just basic as a captain ability still, so that's great. And then you're also getting strength and psi as beneficial, which is I think the reverse of what it used to be. I think it was quick and psi, so I'll have to check that, but not 100% sure. I have to double check. I don't remember. He will heal 50% of the damage taken on that stage when moving to the next stage. I'm not really sure how that's going to work. So it's kind of a weird one. Okay, so the special is store the amount of damage taken until the special is triggered, and then do 30 times the damage stored into all enemies, maxes out at 6 million damage. I don't know how you're going to take that much damage unless you like have a fuckload of recovery orbs, but okay. And if for one turn, add 15 times the damage amount on top of the tap time bonus as typeless damage. So I have to do calculation now. If the max is 18 million damage with 6 characters, that means the max is 3 million stored. which means it works the same as Enel, and it's a total of 200,000. But instead of it being healing and overhealing, it's now 200,000 damage taken. So V2 Katakuri as a unit is akin to Enel when using the special ability, which is kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of cool. I like that. I don't know how I would use that though, and that's kind of a problem. And what I would want to do is try to test out like Warco Captain with a double Warco Captain with a Katakuri sub, and that would be actually the #1 way of getting new damage on this team. And I like that it'll add 3 million per character on the tap time boost if you get the max damage, which is really cool because that's a separate damage booster that has never been put in the game before. But what I don't like, of course, is that I can't use Katakuri Captain in order to get that. So I don't know how I'm going to do that, and I don't know how I'm going to get healing in. It's probably going to be related to the batch, but we'll have to see. His Sailor ability, of course, is going to get 75 stats, the entire crew. He's going to get increased damage toward Int as a Sailor, which is really cool, and I really definitely want to test that out on Whitebeard Marco teams, because that's going to be lit. Or on a Gear 4 team when you're hitting last on this character. That would be also cool to see. And then he's also going to add 12% of his attack, HP, and attack and recovery to Big Mom, Cracker, Brulee, and Smoothie if you add him as a support character. I like that. That's not bad. I mean, I'm obviously using at least one of those characters a lot of the time, like on like 20% of my teams when I build teams, so that's actually pretty cool. All right, going into the batch, we're gonna have Sai Flampe, which was not really a well-known character. She got a sword and stuff, or bow staff. I don't actually know what she has. Her captain ability is trash. Her special ability is for 3 turns, heal 6 times recovery at the end of each turn. And when you hit 3 perfects in a row, boost the attack of everybody who's on Katakuri, the new V2 Katakuri teams, by 1.75 for 3 turns from the following turn. Okay, so it allows you to get a heal that you can proc early and then bring an attack boosted in the room for 3 turns, or into like multiple rooms for 3 turns, so that's kind of cool. Then when HP is above a certain level, do not die for 1 turn. Okay, so it also provides resilience, so that's kind of cool. So you can take like a death hit, and then you can pop Katakuri special. That's kind of cool. So you can take like a 20 million hit or whatever it would be, and then just like get resilience, and it's like, oh, it doesn't matter because, I just resist, I like over damage, and it doesn't matter because I'm resiled. That's kind of cool. I think you cap out though. I don't know if the actual over damage actually kills you, or maybe you use Brook. maybe we should use Brook on a Katakuri team, and then if you use Brook on a Katakuri team and you die, it doesn't matter. So that would be a way, right? All right. So keep Psy Orbs when you're hitting it perfect with her. When the captain is Strength or Psy, characters will treat Int Orbs as beneficial. That's actually a really good passive. I think that's really balanced. Strength or Psy captain for getting Int beneficial. That's cool. For once during the adventure, when the special is triggered, she's gonna get drastically reduced defense of all characters. Oh, that's really good. So she gets a support ability that I really like, and it allows you to get defense down without actually popping a special. So like whatever other character, if it was giving like an orb boost and a type boost, like Pedro or something like that, then you can get both. Obviously, it's only working on Katakuri and Big Mom. But oh, it only does it for Charlotte, Katakuri, and Big Mom enemies. Oh, that sucks. Never mind, it's trash. All right, moving on. We got Mont d'Or. I don't know who this guy is. He's got a beard. He's got a mustache. Who cares though? Captain ability is depending on the tap timing of the previous character. Strength aside gives a minimum of 2 times damage and up to 2.75 and heals 700. He's trash. Okay, so special ability: reduce 4 turns of defense up, % damage reduction. Reduce 4 turns of burn, increase damage, special C when the captain is Strength or Psy. Okay, so it's 4 turns of defense up and % damage reduction regardless, and then it's burn, increased damage, as well as special seal with Captain Strength or Psy. I'm hoping he's special seal. Yep. Okay, so he is one of the few characters in the game that has a special seal reduction on his Sailor ability and reduces silence. So that's also good. Special seal / silence, same thing. So that's great. And he also is a 1.75 color affinity booster for strength and Psy characters, which is pretty good. I like. So overall, Mont d'Or so far, best unit in the batch for a lot of different teams. But so far, Flampe I like better for the Katakuri teams. But I don't know how I'm going to use her yet, and she's kind of cool. I just got to figure out how to use her. Support ability is going to be reduced damage change from Dex enemies and add 9% of his attack value to Shadow Katakuri, Linlin Big Mom, and Galette, as well as Opera. So that's pretty good. I like his support ability a lot. He actually does have a very good support ability. Overall, nice. Strucin. This dude looks weird, and he looks like a clown. I didn't put a picture up, sorry. All right, heal any form of poison. Okay. Reduce 5 turns of Bind and Spare. That's good. Change block bond tandem as well and badly matching orbs into recovery orbs. That's pretty good. For 3 turns, treat recovery strength and side orbs beneficial. I like the beneficial orb enable. You know what? I actually think this Strength Strucin is probably one of the unique characters in this batch. What's really funny is that beneficial orb enables outside of legendary characters is really hard to come by. So getting a multiple turn beneficial orb enable character is actually very hard to come by. So this Strucin character is going to be the most niche useful if you don't have any legends that have multiple turns of beneficial orb enable, like version 2 Boa or version 1 Gear 4 or version 1 TS Luffy, version 2 Gear 4 Luffy, any of those characters that actually give you a beneficial orb enable boost for multiple turns. And that can be really useful for forests like Blackbeard Forest when you get like a 20 turn orb beneficial, negative beneficial orb enable, which is really bad. Sailors suck, except for the recovery, all recovery at the start of the adventure, which is really good for the Katakuri team, so I like that. Add 12% of a character's HP and recovery value to Big Mom, Sanji, and Pudding, so that's trash. Not really good support, but interesting special ability. Next up, we got 6+ Neko. Holy shit, and 6+ Inarashi. 6+ Neko is going to give slightly increased orbs. Special ability does extra large strike damage to one enemy, and for 1 turn strike will treat orb color with beneficial. It reduces 3 turns of attack down and bind. Okay, if you don't get a fuckload of tandem orbs, he's good. But if you get a fuckload of tandem orbs still, it could have just been greatly reduces the chances of tandem orbs. That's all you had to do. Literally the only thing that we wanted here, Bandai, was reduce the chance of tandem orbs. That's all you needed to do. You don't need to boost the chance of normal orbs. Don't just RNG fuck me on the random tandem orbs. Make this dude like Lucy, where you can't get strength orbs. Make that happen. Because we already have the Striker ship, which really reduces the chance of meat orbs, but you still get a random meat orb like every so often, like 1 in every 30, 40 turns. I'm hoping Double Neko's good. I'm hoping. We'll have to do some testing and play around with him, but he's still going to have that annoying thing with tandem orbs, so he doesn't have orb enable. I'm hoping they get a Striker character that just shuffles to all color orbs at some point, so that'll be nice. And gives like an orb boost and type boost or something. That'd be great. We'll see. We'll see. Otherwise, I'm not a big fan of 6+ Neko. I'm hoping to boost him. We'll see. I'm hoping you get some Striker subs in that will actually be really great. All right, 6+ Inarashi. 6+ Inarashi is actually really good. I like him. So originally he was a 2.75 captain, and now he's a 3 times captain. And I know that doesn't sound like much, but Inarashi is like Legend Sanji, where you get the chain coefficient increase, and his is at 1.5, not 4x, but he gets a starting higher boost. So what's really interesting is they actually came out with the Zoro and the Sanji character on Global, and those characters were as strong as Legend Inarashi, which really kind of pissed me off. And then they came with 6+ Inarashi. I'm like, all right, I'm okay now. It's fine. It's fine. So if you're starting with Inarashi on a normal like attack boost, you would basically be going at like a 9 times boost from both captain abilities, but 3 times 3, and you multiply that times the chain boost, which would be 2.5, and your ending hit will be a 22 times multiplier hit after the chain, right? So the way the chain multiplier is going to work now in Inarashi is we're going to get a 1.5 times chain coefficient increase, which is kind of interesting. So what you would do is you would take that 22 times, multiply it times 1.5 times 1.5 for both Inarashis, right? And that will come out to a 50 times multiplier. So what's really interesting is that this character in particular will hit twice as hard as any other 3 times captain. All right, so if we took 50.625, we divided that by 2.5 times chain boost or chain lock or whatever, that comes out to 20.25. And that'll help you understand what the last hit on Inarashi is going to be. We take the square root of that, and it'll be basically the last hit on Inarashi now is equivalent to a 4.5 times captain multiplier. So it's going to start at a 3x boost, right? And every hit it's gonna get closer to what's basically a 4.5 times multiplier. So the first hit will be a 3.3 times captain, basically, then a 3.6 times captain, 3.9 times captain, etc. And that's kind of how you can understand how Inarashi will work, as far as if you wanted to equate it to a normal 2.5 times chain boost. Obviously, that is not the case with Inarashi, where you're going 3 times 1.5 times 1.5. So the easiest way I can put it out for you guys is that it's kind of like version 2 Lucci. So assume that you're basically starting at a lower multiplier and you're ending at a higher multiplier, but instead of ending at like a 4x multiplier, you're ending at a 4.5 times multiplier. So it's kind of like an in-between between Legend Sanji and Legend version 2 Lucci. So if you wanted to take that end of the spectrum, that's how Inarashi should feel now when popping a special, and that'll be a major boost. So I really do like that. So overall, he got a 20% HP cut, which is great. And I think he might actually be the best Cerebral captain in the game at this point. So if you're looking for a new captain to have now, that's going to be Inarashi. Now, I understand that people may disagree with me here. And chain locks may come into play if you wanted to talk about chain locks. I mean, obviously, there's other math that you can come into play here. You can't really use a chain boost on Inarashi because it's really not going to help you that much. You could add one in, but what it's going to do is add 0.7 after all the chain multipliers, not before. So it's not going to actually give you a bigger boost than you think. So it's like adding a chain boost to Legend Sanji. It really doesn't do much. So that's one of the drawbacks of Legends version 2 Sanji as well as Inarashi. However, without the chain boost, you have a much higher boost at low HP. So we're going to see some cool Inarashi teams coming out. I definitely like that. What's also interesting is that if you did want to use Inarashi as a sub here, he really doesn't get any increased sub viability, but he does get that 20% HP cut, which is kind of cool for Cerebral teams. And that's kind of nice. So overall, he's okay. Definitely the best Cerebral captain at this point. No doubt, in my mind, that he's the best Cerebral captain. Even with the 3.5 times on a V2 Rayleigh, even with the 3.5 times on a Croc, he's still the best. Inarashi is just the best, just flat out now. The only other character that would even come close would be if you want to compare like Katakuri as a Cerebral captain or something to that effect. But for damage, Inarashi will be the highest. All right, going into Charlotte Linlin. She's gonna be the new invasion. It's like Charlotte Kid Linlin, and she's gonna be a powerhouse as well as driven captain, and get a 2.75 attack boost to powerhouse and driven, and is gonna also treat recovery as beneficial, which is okay, I guess. It's a free to play unit and an invasion unit, so that's okay. Reduce 6 turns of attack down, bind to despair. That's pretty beast. I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty beast. Change adjacent orbs into recovery. That's also pretty good. For 3 turns, boost powerhouse and driven characters by 2.25 after the 12th hit in the combo. So at best, it's the second character. At worst, it's the 4th character. Really depends on your combo hits for your team, which is good and bad. And that just makes it so that you're using chain boosting characters, not chain locking characters. Now, guys, there are a lot of people that say, oh, it doesn't boost. If you guys are thinking that it doesn't boost your whole team, you guys aren't thinking about perfect barriers. You aren't thinking about the way chain multipliers work, boosts work, etc. Overall, this is a very, very good boost. And it's good for about 30% of content, depending on like how you're going to be using the boost. The thing is, a character that boosts your entire team is not always better than a character that boosts the end half of your team. Because if you're considering like Legend Sanji, a 2.25 boost, I would rather have a 2.5 times boost that boosted the last 3 characters in my chain versus a 2.25 boost that boosted everybody in my entire group. That would actually give me more damage, and I would much prefer that on like a V2 Sanji team. And that'll give you an idea of how the damage is kind of calculated. Because V2 Sanji starts out like no damage, then kind of damage, then a little bit more damage, then a lot more damage, and then a lot more damage, and a lot more damage, and then fuckload of damage. And you're like, oh my god, that's a lot of damage. So this, if you consider damage kind of like that, then this is actually very good. So I do approve of this unit. I like it a lot. It's very cool. Sail ability is plus 300 attack to herself, which is the last character to attack in the chain, which I think is the highest plus to attack of any character in the entire game. I don't know what her stats are, but I'm assuming they're medium. They gotta be at least a little good, right? Off that. Add 7% of her HP and attack to Mother Carmen and Strusen, which I do like because Strusen's kind of cool, so we'll see. And then recover extra 250 HP when obtaining a recovery orb, which is good. I like that. Okay, so overall, it's good. I like it. Hey guys, and of course, the last thing I gotta do over here is going to be the Strength Treasure Mode Kaido, which is going to be a powerhouse and driven character, 1.2 times HP boost, 2.75 times attack boost, as well as a 3.25 times self boost. Overall, that's kind of meh, of course, as a captain, but, you know, of course, there are better powerhouse captains. We'll kind of have to see the rest of this, and we'll check it out. Cut the HP of one enemy by 20%. Okay, it ignores damage to getting abilities and berries, and gets rid of all positive buffs on the crew. Okay, number recovery orbs obtained during the adventure times the number of turns, max 6 turns. Boost the orbs. I have no idea, I don't understand. Number of recovery orbs obtained during the adventure times X number of turns, max is 6 turns. Boost the orbs by 1.5 and no attack by 3.25. Why the fuck is that second part there? Is this English? I don't understand. Okay. Get rid of all positive buffs on the crew. Number of recovery orbs obtained during the adventure times number of orbs, max 6 turns. What? Number of recovery orbs? What? Am I missing something? I gotta be missing something, right? What am I missing? I don't understand what I'm missing. This is just like they missed a word. They missed a noun. I don't know what that noun is, but they missed a fucking noun. And they haven't fixed it in 12 hours, but I don't, and no one caught it till just now, maybe. Maybe I'm just not learning how to read. It just says number of recovery orbs obtained during the adventure times number of turns. But what are you multiplying for? What do you get? I don't understand what you get out of that. Do you heal for that much? Do you do damage? Like, what is that for? Whatever. Koala-san, I love you, but I still don't understand what this is. So I'll put it in the comments if somebody figures it out. Overall, he's going to be a 1.5 times orb booster for himself and a 3.25 times attack booster for him. 1.5 times for the crew and then a 3.25 for himself. Oh, yeah. People are going to hate this. I'm sorry, Amanda. You messed up. People are going to hate this. Yeah, this is like another bad attempt at Big Mom, man. Oof, oof. Maybe it gives you, you know what? I'm just now reading this a little again, and maybe it gives you recovery orbs based on the number of recovery orbs times the number of turns. I don't fucking, I give up. I give up. Anyways, overall, that's a lot of new units. Not really a fan of Kaido, just like everybody else, but they'll probably do them better later on. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. I do like his support ability because you now can support Jack as well as Dofi. I'll probably use him for Dofi, for V2 Dofi teams if I want to. And since you're going to be able to feed dupes of himself and you can get max 5, that'll be pretty easy way to get 8% attack to your V2 Dofis. So, I mean, that's always good. Worst case, that's 8% attack for V2 Dofi. I like it. Alright, guys. Well, that's going to do it for this video here. It has been a week, and sorry for the long video. I'm gonna go ahead and edit this and throw this up on YouTube, and I will have the next video is going to be going over the Sugafests. Will be the Treasure Mode Sugafest and the new New Year Sugafest. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys have a great history evening. And if you guys do like the video, of course, like, subscribe, all the fun stuff, and you guys have a great rest of your day.